Hey guys, welcome back to another monthly money. It is the end of the month, which is my favorite day. I take a look back at everything I've spent and earned in the month of April, and we are here to look back on it and kind of get some takeaways for what happened this month. It was kind of a bittersweet month. It was a really fortunate month for me in that I earned the most money for 2021. However, it was really bittersweet. I am so blessed to have received the money that came my way, but I would trade this money to spend another day with this person. So you kind of understand maybe where that comes from and is what it's alluding to, but we'll get into that later. And then I went really hard on spending. I will give you a little peek into some of the things I buy. I really am a low buy and super conscious of my spending. So when I do spend, I try to be more mindful, but even sometimes, old habits sort of flex. I'm not perfect and I don't pretend to be, but that is what we are tuning into today. So stay tuned. If you're new here, I'm Katie, a girl on fire, and FIRE stands for financial independence, retire early. I'm here to bring you on my journey to early retirement at 35 and show you what I do with my money, how it works for me, and spread the fire and tell you all about how you too can achieve the early retirement life. So if you're interested in early retirement too, be sure to like this video so we can spread the fire. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when my next video drops. And let's talk money, honey. Just some context setting, I work as a visual designer in tech. I live at home. I recently moved back in last year with my parents during everything going on, and it just didn't make sense to live on my own when ultimately I love spending time with my family and they are a huge priority in my path to FIRE. And ultimately when I retire early, my family is going to be a huge part of my life. That's why I am pursuing FIRE. I make a six-figure salary, and if you guys want more info into how I got there, I started out making $20,000 a year and have worked my way up to six figures. I will leave a link to that below. And yeah, let's get into it. For my April income, for my paycheck, which is my 9-to-5 job, I earned $6,222.69. This was just like a pretty average paycheck month. For resale, I managed to sell like a couple of things on Poshmark. So $37.56 was my Poshmark earnings. I really haven't been keeping up with Poshmark or listing new things. It's just so time consuming and I don't really enjoy it. But it's fun when a little extra money comes in. Freelance, $0 this month. Cash back, I got $230, mostly through Dosh, which if you guys don't already have Dosh, I love it. I really recommend it. Basically, you link your credit card to it and then it passively earns money whenever you shop at one of their approved stores. And they have places like Sephora, randomly Popeye's chicken. I was on a Popeye's chicken sandwich kick and earned a couple cents but eating out at Popeyes. But you just kind of hide it away, and one day you open the app and you have $30 and you cash it out. And it's really convenient because it's not like you have to remember to click a widget. So $230, I promoted that on my Instagram, and that's basically all of that where it came from. So appreciate you guys using my affiliate links. And if you're interested in checking out Dosh below, I will leave a link so you guys can sign up for it. Interest was $4.57 from my high yield savings account. I bank with Ally. In dividends, I earned $19.54 from Millennial Money Honey. I earned $151.94. So this was really exciting because finally, after a year, I got my first Google Ads. You actually need over $100 to be able to cash that out. And in March, I finally hit that $100. So it's been a long time that I've had Google AdSense installed on my blog. And it's just, I really love it because it's a way for me to passively earn money that, helps me be able to deliver content on my blog for free. And, everything I do is basically for free. It helps me put out these YouTube videos, and maybe one day those AdSense earnings from my blog will be able to help me upgrade my camera or something like that. So got my first Google AdSense payout. So I take my YouTube videos and I push them onto Anchor through Spotify. When people listen to my YouTube videos on Anchor, then that earns me money too, because I run a little ad that promotes Anchor. And every time you listen to that, so if you're listening to that, I appreciate it, that earns me like a couple cents. So finally I was able to earn $10 from that and cash that out too. So pretty exciting month for Millennial Money Honey, as well as a couple little sales from my Etsy shop. And finally, this other category, I earned $5,218.20. I got my refund for Taylor Swift's Lovers Fest West concert that was supposed to happen last year. Finally, it got canceled. Unfortunately, I'm really bummed. I will console myself and continue listening to Fearless Taylor's version in the meantime. But because it was canceled, I got my ticket refund. So that was $198.20. And then the bulk of that money, so $5,000, this is what's really bittersweet, and I totally would trade this money to not have this, but my grandmother passed away last year. Nothing like related to COVID. She was 94 and she lived a really great long life, and yeah, she gave us all the grandkids, a little bit of extra money when she passed. So I received that because of her. I'm really sad because I didn't get to see her before she left the earth. So just with the travel ban and everything. So yeah, $5,000 from my grandma. So for moving on to expenses, house, utilities, transportation, and groceries this month were $0. For food, I spent $141.35. Drinks were $0. Work was $174.02. And some of that will be reimbursed because I bought a Squarespace subscription for a freelance client that I am working on revamping their Squarespace. So I will invoice that and that will be reimbursed from my client. And then entertainment, $32.10. For entertainment, I include like my hobbies and stuff. So for example, I crafted this clay rainbow wall hanging, and so that was like, I spent like $6 for the clay. I redid this gold mirror I got for free from a neighbor on their Buy Nothing group. I totally recommend you check it out, the Buy Nothing project. I'll leave a link to that below and you can figure it out. But basically it's like hyper local and you give stuff and receive stuff all for free. And you can't like expect anything in return, but you just give of your own gratitude. But truly, one man's trash is another man's treasure, because people will take, even food, anything. But someone was kind enough to give me a beautiful ornate mirror. And I also received a free mid-century modern desk that I spent a little bit of money on, like wax things to kind of like cover up all the dings that it needs. It needs a little TLC. And I was totally gonna like try and sand it down, re-oil it, fix it up, but it just has been sitting in my parents' living room for like a month at this point, and my mom was finally like, just get rid of it. But I did spend $20 on that, on all of the supplies. So I think I will be able to recoup my money when I flip it. Travel and car are $0. Health, $36. And this was because I put haircuts as, part of like self-care. So that falls under health. It's not really totally health, but, mental health, well-being. And I tried to cut my hair on my own. I have tried it once before. I failed. I had to go get it cut at a hairdresser's. But I mean, I used to spend $600 on doing my hair. I'm not doing that anymore, clearly. Like, I used to be like bleach blonde and like $100 in a haircut and like an additional like $300 plus tip on doing my hair like bleach blonde. And it was finally like, no, I'm not gonna spend that. I found fire and my hair felt like straw. It just wasn't worth it to me anymore. One day I just walked to the bathroom. There's a pair of scissors on the counter. Bad idea. And like, I just decided, okay, I'm gonna cut my hair and give myself a little face frame. And honestly, like, it was like one bang was like here and the rest was down here. And I just was too afraid. Like, I kept getting it shorter and shorter to like try and even them out. And finally I was like, okay, I've gotta stop. So these like little bangs are like kind of sad, and like she did what she could to even it out and it looks so much better, but also I will never do that again. it is what it is. $36 to fix my bad at-home haircut. Moving on to shopping. I spent $198.66 this month. I spent a lot, but I am going to be returning a lot. I went with my sister to drop her car off at the shop, and they said it was going to take like 2 hours, so we went and got our haircut, and it ended up taking like 5 hours for them to do her car. So we just waited at the mall. And of course, when you're at the mall, what are you gonna do? Look around. I love just walking. It's like honestly my exercise. So she was going kind of hard on the shopping. And I joined. So most of this might end up coming back as returns. So I think it'll still be about $100 that I will have spent though. I don't know. We'll see. Then for gifts, I spent $86.45. It's my sister's birthday coming up, and hopefully she's not watching this too closely. Sorry, Sarah, you know what we got you. But we all split a cordless vac that she wanted. So hopefully she likes that. Love you, Sarah. Happy birthday. Miscellaneous, did not spend anything miscellaneous. So that's that for expenses. And then for savings, I am done maxing out my 401k and my IRA, so 0. Savings, $0. Brokerage, I invested $11,610. $2,000 of that money that my grandmother gave me, I put into SCHD because she loved dividend stocks. And so that was more like in her honor to commemorate her memory. SCHD was a way for me to hold dividend stocks without like actually holding individual stocks or having to check any of that. I ended up opening a Coinbase account and investing in a little bit of crypto. I just put $100 into Bitcoin. And we'll see. I just did not want to miss out on the hype. It was only $100. If I lose it all, I'm totally fine. It is what it is. I don't really have any thoughts. Haven't really done any research on crypto, but I just feel like I want to hold a little bit. And also, I've heard a lot of great things about Public. I'm still testing it out, but a friend recommended I check it out. So I put into Public. And if you guys also want a free stock worth up to $50, I will leave a link to Public below. But basically, it's really cool because you can see what other people are investing in. And, I follow Graham Stephan, of course, who doesn't if you're following me, you probably know of Graham, but he uses it, and I just wanted to check it out and see what it was about. Then the rest I put into SWTSX, which is Schwab's total stock market fund. And the leftover amount was $274.50 for this month. So if you look at my total income, I made $11,884.50. So the bulk of that money, almost half of it, did come from my papa, which is grandma in Cantonese, I believe. Expenses, I spent $668.58, which I know is not that much, but it is high for me. If you guys check out any of my other previous months, yeah, I haven't spent this much. But again, I'm going to return some things, so savings, $11,215.91. So I saved a lot of money. You might be a little bit confused because I contributed more in my savings total to my brokerage. But that's just because I dipped into some of my checking account from the funds that are already there. Whereas in the total column, the savings is just income minus expenses. But my other savings column actually pulls from the column itself and what I did that month. So just so you're not confused. And my savings rate was 94.37%. So still really great, all things considered, even though I did have a relatively high spending month for me. I know, I'm sorry. I know that's not relatable, and I totally acknowledge this, but living at home with your parents saves you a lot of money. So I saw my friend Saver Spender. She kind of does these recaps on her blog, and she gave me the inspiration to do like highest spending item, lowest spending, favorite expense, and least favorite expense. And I really thought that was so interesting and it's such a good idea. I'm doing that too. So go follow Sherry Saver Spender on Instagram or on her blog. I will leave a link to that below. My biggest expense of April was Hollister coming in at $136.29. This is like the bottoms. simple white ribbed, and they're high and cheeky. And then I have a simple classic underwire matching top. I really like matching sets. I don't like buying things that are, you know, separate. Got it in multiple different sizes and different colors just to see what I liked. And we'll be returning a lot of that. I'm still looking for a black one, but I got recommendations from my Instagram. Everybody, literally, I had so many people message me saying, if you want a swimsuit like that, Aerie. And I do have a ton of Aerie like one-piece swimsuits, but Aerie always, I just don't like buying Aerie full price, but I know Aerie will fit me, so I'm waiting till they go on sale, which I know they will. The lowest was a goodbye gift to my coworker. Was so sad. She was leaving. You can only be extended for your contract for 2 years. So once you kind of hit that, you have to like leave for a year before you can come back. So she hit her 2 years, and so we said goodbye to her, and all chipped in a little bit of money for her goodbye gift. My favorite one, though, was Truden Boba, $7.83 I spent at Boba. I finally got to meet my coworkers who I've never met in person before. We all sat at a park on our own blankets and, you know, had boba and got to talk work, life, designers, and it was so great to connect with people who you've been talking to virtually for like over a year. My least favorite was the desk repair stuff because I should have just polished it with my Danish oil instead of like getting all this wax and like wood putty. I just didn't need to have spent that because it, to me, kind of looks about the same as when I first got it, which is pretty rough. And just generally looking at my spending trends for April, I did spend a lot of money on shopping and clothes. Sometimes I still feel guilty about like the environmental impact that buying new has, but you know, like I would say 90% of my purchases come from thrift stores. So 10%, you know, you do what you can. And as long as I feel like being aware of your actions is like half of it. So I try not to beat myself up too much, even though you can maybe tell I still am kind of beating myself up. You know, my income it won't be like this every time. But I'm so thankful because I was able to invest a lot, over 5 figures of money into the stock market this month. And hopefully my return on my investment will, you know, come back to me tenfold one day. So I hope you guys found that interesting, helpful. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment below with any more videos that you want to see as it relates to my money. Subscribe to Millennial Money Honey and hit the notification bell so you know when my next video drops. And let's retire early together.
The main thing in life is, are you happy? You're in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
So don't worry. If things are working out right for you, enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Enjoy it. You're surrounded and so whatnot. You have good families. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so don't worry.